Have you ever wondered how Amish families store potatoes for 8 full months without a single electrical appliance? While most people watch their potatoes rot within weeks, most people think long term potato storage requires refrigeration, but simple root cellar methods and curing techniques make it possible. And today, I'm showing you 10 of them. The harvest timing secret: harvesting potatoes only after vines die back completely and naturally determines whether the crop stores 8 months or rots within weeks. Premature harvest before complete vine death reduces storage life by 60% because skin set remains incomplete, leaving microscopic entry points for rot organisms. Pennsylvania families wait 2 full weeks after vine death before digging begins. Ohio State University's 2019 post harvest research found properly timed harvest extending storage 3 months longer than premature digging. Never harvest during or immediately after rainfall when soil remains wet. Wet soil harvest causes invisible wounds that invite rot organisms before curing begins. Dry soil harvesting during morning hours before afternoon heat builds proves optimal timing for every variety. This single timing decision costs absolutely nothing and determines the entire 8 month storage success or failure. The curing process method: let me ask you something. Does 2 weeks of proper curing actually prevent 8 months of devastating rot that destroys most stored potato crops? Freshly dug potatoes require complete curing before any long term storage begins, without exception. Cure all harvested potatoes at 50 to 60 degrees with high ambient humidity for 10 to 14 days. Curing heals every minor skin wound from digging before rot organisms find and penetrate those entry points. Wounds left uncured become direct rot entry points that destroy stored crops within weeks. Indiana families have cured potatoes in barn shade continuously since the 1850s settlements. Cornell University's 2019 post harvest research found properly cured potatoes lasting 4 months longer than uncured ones under identical cellar conditions. Spread potatoes in a single layer on wooden boards during the entire curing period without stacking. Never wash potatoes before curing because washing removes the protective soil coating that aids the curing process. Unwashed potatoes cure more completely, maintaining natural protective compounds that extend storage life significantly. The root cellar temperature zones: different potato varieties require completely different storage temperatures, and a single root cellar naturally provides all required zones simultaneously. Fruit cellars maintain natural temperature gradients from floor to ceiling that Amish families exploit deliberately. Floor level stays coldest at 35 to 38 degrees, the ideal range for most common storage varieties. Mid-level shelving maintains 40 to 45 degrees for late season varieties with slightly different temperature requirements. Upper shelving stays 45 to 50 degrees for early varieties that need warmer storage conditions to prevent cold injury. Michigan State University's 2018 storage research found zone-specific storage extending overall potato quality by 6 full weeks. Reset varieties store best at floor level in the coldest zone. Yukon Gold varieties prefer mid-level, slightly warmer conditions for maintaining their characteristic buttery flavor. Fingerling varieties store longest at upper-level, warmer temperatures where their thin skins perform best. Pennsylvania families have built a multi-level shelf systems in their root cellars continuously since the 1700s. Each shelf level serves specific variety requirements, while the single cellar accommodates every variety type simultaneously. The humidity control system, maintaining humidity between 85 and 95%, prevents potato shrinkage throughout the entire 8 month storage period. Humidity dropping below 85% causes potatoes to shrivel, losing both weight and eating quality within weeks. Humidity rising above 95% promotes rot and fungal growth that destroys stored crops faster than any pest. Wisconsin's 2020 post harvest research found correct humidity maintenance extending storage by 10 full weeks beyond improperly humidified cellars. Stone walls and traditional root cellars naturally maintain correct humidity through moisture absorption and release cycles. Water containers placed strategically inside the cellar increase humidity during unusually dry periods. Sand surrounding potato bins maintains consistent local humidity more reliably than any other method. Potatoes stored packed in sand stay perfectly hydrated throughout 8 full months without monitoring. Sand absorbs excess moisture, preventing rot while releasing moisture back during dry periods, maintaining perfect balance. Penn State University's 2019 storage research found sand storage maintaining ideal humidity better than open bins alone. Indiana families have packed potatoes in slightly damp sand continuously since the 1800 settlements. Never use wet sand that causes immediate rot or bone dry sand that causes rapid shriveling. Slightly damp sand holds the perfect middle ground required for 8-month storage success. The apple separation rule. Now, here's what makes this even more effective than any modern refrigeration system claiming to extend potato storage life. Never store apples and potatoes anywhere in the same cellar space under any circumstances. Apples release ethylene gas continuously that causes potatoes to sprout prematurely and lose quality rapidly. Sprouted potatoes lose 40% of their nutritional value immediately upon sprouting, and their storage life collapses within weeks. Ohio families discovered this critical incompatibility through careful observations over 200 years ago. Cornell University's 2019 post-harvest biology research found ethylene exposure reducing potato storage life by 3 full months in affected cellars. Completely separate storage rooms prevent cross-contamination between stored crops entirely. Other ethylene-producing fruits, including pears and quinces, create identical premature sprouting problems when stored near potatoes. Onions stored near potatoes also cause premature sprouting through different chemical mechanisms requiring equally strict separation. Each crop family requires its own dedicated, separate storage area within the cellar structure. Pennsylvania cellars get built specifically with multiple dedicated rooms serving different crop type requirements. Room separation costs nothing when incorporated into original cellar construction planning. Indiana families label all storage areas, clearly preventing accidental cross storage of incompatible crops throughout the season. The ventilation management protocol proper ventilation prevents carbon dioxide buildup that causes potato deterioration far faster than temperature or humidity problems. Potatoes respire continuously throughout storage, releasing carbon dioxide and heat that accumulates dangerously in unventilated spaces. Accumulated carbon dioxide accelerates cellular aging in stored potatoes, reducing storage life significantly beyond any other single factor. Michigan State University's 2020 post-harvest storage research found proper ventilation extending potato storage by 6 full weeks over unventilated cellar conditions. Small ventilation openings positioned on opposite cellar walls create essential cross-ventilation that removes carbon dioxide buildup. Cross-ventilation removes accumulated gases without dropping cellar temperature below safe thresholds during normal seasonal conditions. Open vents during cool nights and close them during warm days to maintain temperature stability while providing adequate gas exchange. Indiana families manage vents daily during autumn temperature swings without missing a single day. Daily vent management requires only 2 minutes but prevents weeks of unnecessary storage losses. Wooden vent covers slide open and closed without any metal hardware required. Simple wooden covers cost $5 to build from scrap lumber available on every farm. Never ventilate during freezing temperatures that risk frost penetrating the cellar and damaging stored crops. A single frost event inside the storage space destroys the entire stored crop completely and irreversibly. Ohio families install thermometers both inside and outside the cellar for daily temperature monitoring guidance. The temperature difference between interior and exterior guides every vent management decision throughout the storage season. The sorting and inspection system. Let me ask you something most people never consider. Does one single rotten potato actually destroy an entire 100-pound storage bin within days? A single rotting potato releases accelerating gases that trigger rot in every surrounding neighbor it contacts. One bad potato touching others creates a cascade rot that destroys the entire bin within 48 hours of initial contact. Ohio families inspect every single potato before bin placement without any exceptions whatsoever. Only perfect, undamaged potatoes enter long-term storage bins regardless of how tempting it is to save borderline specimens. Damaged, cut, or bruised potatoes get processed immediately for eating or cooking rather than risking storage contamination. Potatoes showing any green skin get removed completely from storage consideration. Green skin indicates solanine toxin development, making those potatoes unsuitable for consumption and dangerous near stored food crops. Wisconsin's 2018 post-harvest research found monthly inspection reducing total storage losses by 70% compared to uninspected storage. Full inspections happen every 4 weeks throughout the entire 8-month storage period without exception. Remove any potato showing soft spots immediately upon discovery during scheduled inspections. Soft spots spread to every touching potato within 48 hours, requiring rapid response. Inspection of a 100-pound bin takes 30 minutes monthly. a small investment preventing catastrophic total losses. Indiana families make monthly inspection a family event involving every age group. Children learn to identify early rot signs through hands-on practice during family inspection sessions. Pennsylvania families document inspection results in dedicated storage notebooks maintained annually. Multi-year records reveal which specific varieties stored longest in their particular cellar conditions. The bin construction and material selection storage bin material determines potato storage success more decisively than almost any other single factor in the entire system. Plastic bins trap moisture against potato surfaces, creating perfect rot conditions, regardless of how well every other management practice gets executed. Wooden slatted bins allow continuous air circulation that prevents the moisture accumulation, causing rot from within the storage container itself. Slatted construction spaces, boards 1 inch apart, allowing continuous airflow around every stored potato. Michigan State University's 2019 storage container research found wooden slatted bins reducing rot incidence by 65% compared to solid-sided containers. Hardwood bins resist moisture absorption, preventing the bin material itself from becoming a rot contamination source. Oak and maple prove far superior to pine, which absorbs moisture readily and eventually taints potato flavor during extended storage. Optimal bin dimensions measure 24 inches wide, 18 inches deep, and 36 inches long at maximum. Larger bins create damaging pressure on bottom potatoes from the weight of those stacked above during extended storage. Pennsylvania families have built bins to these identical dimensions continuously since the 1750s settlements. The 18-inch depth limit prevents pressure damage on the bottom layer that ruins stored potatoes from below. Each bin holds exactly 100 pounds, the optimal quantity for single-person inspection and management. Bins get stacked on wooden pallets, elevating them 4 inches off the cellar floor entirely. Floor elevation allows essential air circulation beneath each bin, preventing bottom rot from floor contact moisture. Never place bins directly on earth or concrete floors because floor contact draws moisture into the bin bottom, creating immediate rot conditions. Cornell University's 2020 storage research found elevated bins reducing floor contact rot by 80% over floor-placed alternatives. The variety selection for storage variety selection determines 8-month success before the first seed potato ever goes into the ground in spring. Not all potato varieties store equally, regardless of the quality of management applied throughout the storage period. Late season varieties consistently store the longest due to thicker skin development during their extended growing period. Russet Burbank stores 8 full months under proper cellar conditions consistently across multiple climate regions. Kennebec stores 7 to 8 months while maintaining excellent quality and flavor throughout the entire period. Katahdin stores 7 months with good flavor retention, making it a reliable storage staple. Early season varieties, including Red Norland, store a maximum of only 3 months regardless of management quality applied. Michigan State University's 2019 variety storage trials found late varieties outlasting early varieties by 5 months under identical cellar conditions. Thick-skinned varieties resist both moisture loss and rot organism entry far better than thin-skinned alternatives. Indiana families grow 70% late-season storage varieties specifically for the annual storage program. The remaining 30% in early varieties get consumed fresh during summer and fall immediately after harvest. This strategic variety ratio ensures year-round potato supply from a single annual planting investment. Heirloom varieties consistently outperform modern hybrids in traditional cellar storage conditions. Modern hybrids got bred specifically for fresh market visual appearance rather than long-term storage performance. Heirlooms developed before refrigeration existed got naturally selected for storage survival across generations. Wisconsin's 2020 storage variety research found heirloom storage varieties outlasting commercial hybrids by 6 weeks on average. Ohio families maintain detailed storage performance records across multiple decades of consistent documentation. Those records identify which specific variety performed best in their particular cellar conditions year after year.